okay, we learn a new topic, which is graphic, okay, graphic designing, right? So as usual, I will share a video sharing or presentations from your friends, right? So it's about 11 minutes, okay? And then I will ask your level of understanding, okay, followed by a simple quiz, okay? So um, if you feel sleepy last morning, right? You may take a coffee, okay, and take a note while you listening your friends' presentations. Because after that, we have a short quiz, and then I will summary the important part in our topic. All right. So without further ado, let me share the screen, the video presentations by your friends. Let me check. Okay, ready? Semangat sikit pagi-pagi ni kan. So, nak suruh senam aerobik tak nampak lah pula kan. Okay. Right, so are you ready everyone?
Ready.
Alright, okay, thank you Fiza. Okay, so let's learn a new topic, okay, graphic designing.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. In today's video, I'm going to go for the topic for graphic. Table of contents includes preparation for creating image, making still image, 3D drawings and rendering, colors, image file formats, image editing and design tools, and graphic design. Okay, let's start with preparation for creating image. First, before commencing the creation of image in multimedia, you should plan your approach using flowcharts and storyboards. Organize the available tools and have multiple monitors, if possible, for lots of screen real estate. Second, still image may be the most important element of a multimedia project, depend on display resolution, HW and SW. Number 3, either bitmap raster or vector. The next one, making still image. Bitmaps are an image format suited for creation of photorealistic image, complex drawings, and images that require fine detail. So this is example for making still image. 5. Bitmap can be inserted by using clip art galleries, using bitmap software, capturing and editing image, and scanning image. For example, the user can use Photoshop Adobe, camera, scanner, and art galleries. Number 6. Image editing programs enable the user to enhance and make composite image, alter and distort image, add and delete elements, and morph. Manipulate still image to create animated transformation. Number 7. Panoramas. Panoramas create by stitching together. So, this is example for panoramas. Number 8. Vector drawn images are used in the following areas. Computer-aided design CAD programs, graphic artists designing for the print media, 3D animation programs, application requiring drawing of graphic shapes. How vector drawn image work? A vector is a line that is described by the location of its two endpoints. Vector drawing makes use of Cartesian coordinates. Cartesian coordinates are numbers that describe a point in 2 or 3-dimensional space as the intersection of the x, y, and z axis. Number 9. Vector drawn image versus bitmaps. Now I'm going to show the comparison between vector drawings and bitmaps. Number 1. Vector image use less memory space and have a smaller file size as compared to bitmaps. Number 2. For the web, pages that use vector graphic and plugins download faster and, when used for animation, draw faster than bitmaps. Number 3. Vector image cannot be used for photorealistic image. Number 4. Vector image require a plugin for web-based display. Number 5. Bitmaps are not easily scalable and resizable. And lastly, bitmaps can be converted to vector image using auto tracing. The next one is model used to specify color in computer terms are: Number 1, RGB model. A 24-bit methodology. The color is specified in terms of red, green, and blue values ranging from 0 to 255. Number 2, HXB and HSL models. The color is specified as an angle from 0 to 316 degrees on a color wheel.
Next, we move to 3D drawing and rendering. 3D animation, drawing, and rendering tools include S3D, Z, new tech like Wave, Autodesk Maya, Google SketchUp, and so on. 3D applications also provide X, Y, and Z axis and adjustable perspective view. There are some features of 3D application. The first one is modeling, placing all the elements into 3D space. Second one, extrusion. The shape of a plane surface extends some distance. Last one, letting. The profile of the shape is rotated around a defined axis. Rendering. Use of intricate algorithm to apply user-specified effects. Next part is colors. Understanding natural light and color. They are divided to 4, which is the first one is additive color, combine RGB, which is stand for red, green, blue. For example, on our TV and monitor. Second one, subtractive color, used for printing and use CMY key, which is cyan, magenta, yellow key. The third one, monitor, use specific color. The last one, color models. Next is color palette. Palettes are mathematical tables that define the color of pixel displayed on the screen. Palettes are called color lookup tables, or in short form we can call it plots on the Macintosh. For your information, Macintosh is personal computer designed and built by Apple, but only for Macintosh before 1999. Nowadays, we know Macintosh as the Mac. Next, additive color. In the additive color method, a color is created by combining color light source in 3 primary colors: red, green, and blue. TV and computer monitor use this method. Next, subtractive color. In the subtractive color method, color is created by combining colored media such as paint or ink. The color media absorb or subtract some parts of the color spectrum of light and reflect others back to the eye. Monitor specific color. Color should be used according to the target audience monitor specification. The preferred monitor resolution is 800 times 600 pixels. The preferred color depth is 32 pixels. Subtractive color is the process used to create the color in printing. The printed page consists of tiny half-tone dots of 3 primary colors: cyan, magenta, and yellow. Dithering is a process whereby the color value of each pixel is changed to the closest matching color value in the target palette. This is done using a mathematical algorithm. Palettes are mathematical tables that define the color of pixel display on the screen. Palettes are called color lookup table or class on the Mac. 16 and 24-bit. The next part is image file format. Macintosh format. The most commonly used format is BIC. On the other hand, Windows most commonly used format is DIB, aka BMP. Cross-platform formats, for example, JPEG, GIF, and PNG. Adobe PDF, which is stand for Portable Document Format, PSD, AI, CDR, and DXF, proprietary format used by application. Initial Graphic Exchange Standard, IGS, or IGES, stand for Transferring CAD Drawing. We move to the next part, image editing and design tools. Nowadays, there are so many tools such as Canva, Photoshop, Pixel, Art, Photo, GIMP, Snapper, PicMonkey, Cyberlink Photo Director, so on. Common one is Canva. This is an online design tool that is widely praised and used by non-designers as well as professional graphic artists. Graphic designing. There are 6 tips to take better photo. First, you need to crop your image and clean them up. Then, you adjust the white balance. Then, you adjust the exposure and contrast. After that, adjust the color vibrancy and saturation. Sharpen the images. And finally, finalize and share it. The last one, graphic designing. Research before you start designing. Don't be scared of scale. Respect the space of other elements. Use a small color scheme. Use fonts to help inform the mood of your design. Limit your typefaces and keep your font in the same family. Use hierarchy to order your content. Play with symmetry. Be original. Create clean, tips, and clear imagery. Create order with alignment. Then imitate and create. That's all for now. Thank you.
Hi. Okay, we've done. Presentations by your friends. Let me share you the link for the pooling understanding. Okay, post in the chat box. If you think that you fully understand what is graphic, okay, you can say yes, more than, not totally, right? More than half, okay? If below than half, you can choose half, okay? Half and below, actually, that one. No at all if you didn't get anything from it. So just put your understanding, no right or wrong answer, okay? No judgment, okay? Just to know the level of everyone understanding based on your friend's presentation just now. Okay, we have 27 today. Yeah, I might stop if we getting 25 maybe. Okay, 9 voters. Right. 11. 16. Keep votes, right? At least the votes reach 25, then I move on to quiz. group that doing the presentations also can vote, because who knows, right? You did read the topics, but maybe you also did not understand what you are presenting. Who knows, right? Just put your level of understanding. Supposedly you understand, right? So it's okay. Okay, actually, those group that present, okay, you study first, right? If you didn't understand, actually you can ask me first. Okay, now we already have 21. Give me another 4 votes. Okay, who else? Not yet votes, please vote. Check link in the chat box. Okay, and then just choose either yes, no, maybe half. $22, 3 more. $23, 2 more. Okay, come on. Who else haven't voted yet? $24, last one voters. Last one voter, and then we can move to quiz. Okay. Most of you are using mobile. If you are on move, right? I'm not sure, maybe your class after this is physically. So after you arrive at the place, the good area, try to use your computer, because I think that using a mobile applications, you have a limited view. You might not get the content well, rather than you use computer, you more focus, right? Okay. Okay. One more. Okay, now we have 30 minus 20 minus 2, 28. Okay, one more. Maybe who just arrived, just enter the room. Let's see the link. I push again. Okay. Let me share link for quiz. Okay, 5 minutes for doing a quiz. We stop at 8:37, right? Those those done the quiz, you may take 5 first. Okay, 18 already done the quiz. 20, all right. you have 2 minutes more. Itu. Okay, 25. The times it's over now, 8:38, right? So 26. Supposedly we have 21 minus 2, 29. Not sure if some of you have two devices. Check. Okay, everyone only have one device. Okay, never mind. Okay, it's already 8:39. Okay, can I stop the quiz now? If no objection, then it should be fine. I stop the quiz. Okay, so based on level of understanding polling, okay, we have 84%, half, okay, maybe half, okay, and 16%, okay, no, okay. Hopefully, after my explanations, the one say no, at least you can move to the maybe half or yes, okay, and the 84% saying that maybe can turn into yes, right? Okay, and before we proceed with the summary of the topic, okay, actually your friend's presentation just now, okay, but like I said, that if you are using a music, try to lower back the the background music, okay, focusing on your sound, okay, and a little bit slow the pace, okay, so that your friends can understand and highlight important part, okay, and the most important actually the summary, right? So to make sure that your friends at least get some of the point, do a summary. Summary have a powerful effect, okay, where your friends can recall again. Oh, okay. What I understand overall is about this, right? Okay. So graphic actually simple. Everyone are playing with the graphic image, right? Graphic image, right? Okay. Let me share the screen on the quiz just now. Tenang je kan soalan? Response. Okay, summary. Okay. Alright, question number 1. Okay, CMYK color system are used specifically for design work, right? Okay. Actually, the majority of you can answer is for printing, okay? But some choose for graphic, right? Because the word specifically, okay, specifically. Of course, in graphic, we have many type of file format. One of it is CMYK, RGB, right? Normal is RGB or CMYK. But if you see the notes, okay, we have more than that actually, okay, but the basic is normally RGB or CMYK. For easily understand, CMYK, yes, for printing, okay, and for computer website, in the computer lah, it will be good in RGB lah. So that's why if you do a designing, okay, your tools kan, you need to choose a color of CMYK lah if you plan to print it out. Okay. Question number 2, the placement of graphic and text on the graphic design is known as, okay, most of you answering a correct answer. It's for composition, okay, composite, okay, not only organize, right, graphic clean up, no, graphic and text. So not only clean up is you might delete editing, right? So if text and graphic, you are doing composite, okay? Gabungan kan, you gabungkan antara text dengan image, something like that lah. So later on, you can start designing your poster because you already learn text, you already learn graphic or image. So now it's time for doing the composition. Okay, that's all. Okay. Let's stop first and share the screen. Okay, anyone have a question so far? Soalan? If no questions, I will continue with today's topic. Ada? Tak ada? Okay, if no questions, let's continue with the topic. Let me see if I can make it as a view screen. Okay, not right. Never mind. I just. Oh, okay. Finally. Okay. So, someone accidentally turned on your my office. Let me office. Okay. So that no disturbance, right? Okay. Chapter 4, graphic designing. Okay. Remember that what you already learned. First element is a text, right? And then today is graphic. Okay. Text also have a good impact. Have a powerful impact. Okay. But together with a graphic, okay, you have more message to deliver to your audience. Okay, that's why the second elements here is graphic. Okay, graphic designing. Okay, or image. Okay, same word, graphic image. Okay, graphic have more than image lah actually. That's why they changed the topic with before using image, now using a graphic. But actually it's the same thing. Okay. All right, so like I said, graphic is the most important element. Okay. Okay, so at the end of this topic, okay, you should know, okay, how to do, how to start, okay, doing a multimedia images, okay, start from the planning, okay, and then use the tools, okay, and then you may edit or do a composition and so on. Second, not only on the multimedia images, you also can create the images itself. Okay, example that doing a poster, right? When we talk about multimedia, it's a combinations of other element, animations, video, audio, and so on. But looking at the image only, actually you can come up with the poster. Okay, and then poster, books, cover of the books, okay, anything that mostly on the printing part lah, okay. And then you've been introduced of the color, okay, color and palette, okay, in multimedia, how we use color, okay, a part of the graphic, okay, in the multimedia. And also you should already been identify, okay, file types of image, okay, used in the multimedia. Okay, what kind of the suitable file type that you may save your images. Okay, before we start editing or come up with the images or graphic, right? So we should have a step, okay? Starting from plan it, okay? You know that when you want to create a poster, you not suddenly just create, right? Okay, it will be good, okay? You plan first, okay? Plan by drawing a sketch or storyboard, or maybe using a flowchart. Okay, sometimes when someone requests, your client requests, okay, request for a graphic design, okay, you will show them the step by step how you can come up with the good design, right? And then you need to organize, like mechanic, okay, workshop mechanic. You want to fix something, okay? You should choose your tools first, right? Choose the correct tools, okay? For example, that what kind of problem that you want to solve or fix. So choose the correct tools. Same with designing, okay? You need to choose a correct tool which is available, okay? And of course, depend on the skills and depend also on the purpose, okay? And then on the devices, okay? After we identify the tools, now the device, okay? The device, okay? Normally for designer, okay, we are using multiple monitor, okay? For me, when I work at at Frame before, okay, I have 2 big screen, okay? Because sometimes we want to see a big view, a backdrop. If the image too small, okay, we might have not a good visual of view the graphic well. So sometimes we have to extend monitor, okay, to compare something. Okay, so normally multiple, not only 2 lah, more than 1. Okay, more than 1, 2, 3. The bigger is better, right? Okay. What else? Okay, devices. So if you say you are designer, okay, you are using mobile phone. Actually, with the technology that we have, okay, we can design using a mobile phone, kan? Adalah Canva, okay, Photoshop, mobile Photoshop can also, but okay, to become a professional graphic designer, okay, you should have a proper device lah. Okay, you should have studio, right? Studio that have a multiple monitor. Okay, types of still images. Okay, still we call it image lah. The type of still images create depend on the. So when we have images, we have a few types to make an image. Okay. One is to display the resolution. Okay, display resolution. Height resolution or low resolution. If you can see here, the one at the above part, okay, will have a low resolution, where the more you make the size bigger, okay, it will little bit blur. Okay, but the one have a good resolutions, how much you resize it, okay, your image still you can see it properly. Okay. Next is hardware. It's depend. Like I said that you can design using a mobile, okay, but the resolution or the file size, okay, might be lower. Okay, for the screen view should be fine. Okay, but okay, if you want to print it out, right? Like I said that if you want to become a professional designer, how come you are using a mobile? Then so because we know that mobile have a limited size or space. Okay, so you can't save a file that bigger than the limitation on the mobile. Okay, for example, that when I work at a frame before, okay, I would one of the tasks to design scan image that have a detail of the drawing. Okay, because we want to see the detail of the leaves. Okay, because we work with researcher kan, botany. Yeah? So they want to look the detail of the leaves, okay, the detail of the trunk, okay, on the bark, um, uh, the detail of the flower. You can see the petal, the apa. Saya pun dah lupa dah the details name of the part. Um, the resolution that we use, okay, for that drawing, okay, first with the scanning. Okay, we should start with the scanning, which we need to save 1200 dpi, very high. So for 1200 dpi resolutions, because we want to see the detail of the drawing, right? Will take a lot of space. Okay, it may goes to not only megabyte, can be gigabyte. Okay, you know that the raw data, okay, if you save it, okay, and then you try to edit, you move to one place, platform tools another, it will reduce the size. So always have a raw data, raw file, okay, so that if you want to do editing, go back to the raw file. Okay, for scanning, normally we save as TIFF. Okay, TIFF. Okay, so TIFF have a good save of resolution. Okay, after we move to the poster, for example, or book. Normally, this is for the book. We want to design a book or bulletin. Okay, bulletin for the researcher to read. And some of the researcher or maybe a public view want to see the details of the drawing. Okay, so we need to have a good resolution photo. Software also have a role. Okay, when you save the file. Okay, example Canva. Canva has to use it using internet online. Okay, so it use a cloud storage. Okay, so of course it have a limit storage. Yeah, but for a good designer, of course, you are using a tools or software that focusing on the designing. Example, Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, and before that, for me, when I want to draw, want to design a poster, normally I like to use Illustrator. Okay, for book, InDesign. Okay, and then for Photoshop is mostly for simple one like for the web view. Okay, announcement, banner. Okay, so you should know why you choose that tools. Okay, because software and hardware also have a role to make your image have a good resolutions, have a good good what we call it, good quality of the photo. Okay, we have two types of images. Okay, one is in bitmap and one is vector drawn. Okay, vector. Remember that we also have a vector in text, right? What is vector? The detail of the line of the text, right? Okay, so same with image. Okay, we also have a vector drawn. Okay, if you want to draw a cat, right? Example, that cat. Bitmap as is it, okay, but a vector drawn, you have the detail of the drawing. Okay, mostly vector is for the drawing lah, focusing on the drawing part. Okay, bitmap is to save the high resolution photo. Later on we will go through one by one more detail. Okay, so let's look bitmap first. Okay, bitmap is derived from the word bit, which means the simplest element in which only 2 digits are used, and map, which is a 2-dimension metric of these bits. you are computer science student, you should know what is bit, right? Bit. Okay. A bitmap is a data metric describe the individual dot of an image. So this is 1 bit bitmap 2 color, 4 bit bitmap 16 color, 8 bit bitmap 256 colors. This one 24. So the map is the dimension. That's why the more color that you have, the more block you will see. Okay. And if the block increase, of course, the bit also will be increased. Okay. Bitmap, okay, image format suit for creation of. Okay, normally we use bitmap file. Okay, bitmap a bitmap image for photorealistic image. Photorealistic image, good to have in bitmap. Complex drawing, okay, complex drawing that showing the dimensional, like this one, 2D, 3D, right? Rather than only static photo. And the last one, images that require fine detail, because you want to you have the right photo here, right? And what you want to see the detail of the photo, you resize it, right? So bitmap is a good, because bitmap have a good resolution. You can resize it and can see the detail, the fine detail of the images. Bitmap image are known as pane graphic. Nama lain. Bitmap is a pane graphic. A bitmap is made up of individual dot or pictures element known as pixel or pixels. Normally we call pixel lah. Pixel. So it's in dot like this one, combined to make it as images. Okay. How many pixels that we use? If you are familiar with Photoshop, okay, later on, you want to resize your photo, okay, you can go to the image, okay, and change the pixel, okay, so that your image will be high in the high resolution. Okay, so don't change the height and width. Okay, more on the pixel. Okay, because the resolutions is on the pixel. Bitmap images can have varying bit and color depth. Okay, so this is the detail of 1 bit equal to 2 color and combination of either 0 or 1. 2 bit 4 color. Okay, so you have 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Okay, and so on. Okay, so you don't have to think of this one. Okay, no need. This is just explanations, what the meaning behind of the color depth, okay, and the bit use. Okay, okay, this is better for you to understand it. Okay, the more depth that we have, the resolution also will increase. Okay, example, this one is have a 24 bit. This one dated to 8 bits. 8 bits and towards 4 bits. If you can see the resolution become lower and lowest, and you will see the images will be blurred, deleted, and so on. Using the gray, okay, this one is in color, this one is gray. Okay, so gray much more lower lah. It start from the 8 bit, 4 bit, and this is 1 bit. Okay. Bitmap. Bitmap can be inserted by where should we use bitmap? It can in the clip art galleries, okay, use in the bitmap software, okay, scanning images, okay, like for me, I'm using TIFF, okay, yeah, TIFF is a part of the bitmap lah, bitmap images, doing a scanning, okay, capturing and editing images, okay, and for vector, okay, whereas for the vector is drawn using a CAD program, computer aided design program. Okay, mostly among graphic artists, okay, are using vector drawn, okay, purposely for printing. And also for 3D animation, okay, and to draw a fine drawing graphic shape, because it based on the line, right? So in the shape, so vector drawing is a good lah on graphic shape. Similar with text, kan? You want to have the line of the text. How vector drawing image works? It's in Cartesian coordinates. Cartesian, how to pronounce it? Saya ni bahasa Inggeris kampung kan? Okay, the X, Y, Z. Okay, Y axis, X axis, Z axis. Okay, so a vector is a line that is described by location of its two endpoint. So between the middle to Y, middle to X, middle to Z, 2 point. Okay, Cartesian coordinates are numbers that describe a point in 2 or 3 dimensional space as the intersections of the X, Y, Z axis. Okay, normally is in the 2D, 3D. Okay, that's why X, Y, Z at least have a 2D or 3D. Okay, we have 5D, 6D, kan? Okay, vector versus bitmap. This one important. Okay, you should understand what is different between vector and also bitmap. Okay, one of it is vector use less memory and have a smaller file. Okay, because bitmap is more high resolution. Okay, but doesn't mean vector is not high res, right? Because it's focusing on the fine line, kan? So for the, because bitmap is the whole, okay, whole image. That's why it have a big space of memory, and also memory space big, the file also become bigger. For web, okay, web for use for web pages, okay, that use vector, okay, vector plugin, okay, vector. Before this, you should we go this here first lah. Vector normally, okay, we see it using a plugin. That's why vector, to view the vector, you need to have a plugin, okay, to display it, okay. So but okay, the good thing is using a vector, okay, it can download fast. Okay, if you search something, okay, you want to get images, right? Okay, some of the pages are giving you option. You want the image in what file? Okay? Normally, it's not mentioned only bitmap, vector or PNG, TIFF, right? So normally ada that lah, vector or the other files, which is actually it in the whole is a bitmap lah, JPEG, TIFF, BMP, what kind, either these two. Okay, if you want to use for the drawing, because you want to have a transparent or not transparent, you want to edit the photo in detail. Okay, normally we want to have a raw data of the vector, because vector showing the more line for the drawing part lah. Normally for me, if I'm looking for the image for the purpose of drawing, I will choose vector. Easy for me to edit. Okay, normally a raw file is saved in a vector. Okay, but for the bitmap is to find the images that have a high resolution. Okay, that's why vector can fast download, okay, rather than bitmap. Okay, and when used for animation, draw faster than bitmap. So normally vector is a small size lah. It's not include with the color. Normally vector ni is kind of raw data. You are the one that want to edit it, to color it, right? So for me, when want to find the vector, I always put the vector at the back, or drawing, okay? Cat drawing, or else I must be followed with the word lah, drawing or vector, because if you just search it, normally you will find images in a bitmap. Okay, bitmap can be converted to vector images using auto tracing. Yes, okay, like text. Okay, text. You have the text, you can trace it, right? You can have the function, the tools in the Photoshop, and then you can save as a vector. Same with bitmap. Okay, actually you can convert. Okay, if you have a big size of image, you can, using the tools of the software, auto tracing it. Normally I use Illustrator. Sometimes we call it masking it, auto tracing it. Okay, so tracing with the line. Okay, and vector image cannot be used for photorealistic images. Like I said, this is a raw data, so you cannot have a photorealistic. This normally for drawing, right? So photorealistic is human photo and animal realistic, photorealistic, portrait pictures, right? Photorealistic, panoramic vector of course cannot. Okay, normally is on the graphic itself lah. That's you have the raw data that you want to convert into bitmap. And finally, bitmap are not easily scalable and resizable. So it's depend on the tools. If you have a software that have a good tools, actually we can do. But if you save the image in 100 megabyte, right? Quite small for web view, but you want to resize it, okay? You want to resize it to increase the height resolution or pixel. Okay, you change, go to image, you change to 100 gigabyte, from the 100 megabyte to 100 gigabyte. Cannot, right? Cannot. The image will be blur, distort, something like that. Okay, you should save as a big, you should find the file as a big pixel or height pixel first. Then you can, from the big into small, okay, but from the small into big, cannot. Okay, that's why they said stated here, not easily resizable unless you have the height resolution, big photo, big resolution. You want to resize it, smaller it, but from small to big cannot. Big to small, yes. Of course, in other words, vector can do. Okay, because it's only have the line. So you want to make it bigger, you resize it, you scale it easy, because it's only using a drawing that have a low file, smaller file size. Okay, all right. This is an example to compare between the image file using a vector and also bitmap. Okay, if the bitmap, okay, if the image is in bitmap, okay, you can resize it easily and the resolution is still there. But for bitmap, the file is small. You want to resize it, you will see it as this blurring. Okay, blur. Okay, you have the file. Normally, if you save a file, you check the file size, right? If the file size is smaller, you try to bigger it, resize it, you will see image like this one, right? But try to find image that in a vector drawn. You resize it to become bigger pun, they still have a good resolution like this one. Okay. Okay. Now looking at the 3D. Okay, a 3D scene consists of objects that in turn contain many small elements such as block, cylinder, sphere, how to sebut ni? Saya pun dah lupa how to pronounce it. Sphere. Nanti you gunalah Google pronounce. Saya pun dah lupa. Or cons. Describe in terms of vector graphic. Okay, this is using a vector. The more elements, the finer the object resolution and smoothness. So using a 3D is good for vector drawn. Okay. Okay, 3D animation, drawing and rendering tool include, okay, this is the tools for 3D, for creating a 3D. But I'm not sure that this tool is still available, okay? But I know that Autodesk Maya, yes, it's commonly been used to create a 3D animations, okay? Google SketchUp, yes. Okay. New Tech Lightwave, there's 3D FormZ. I'm not familiar with these three tools, but these two, okay. This one is common use, okay, to create a 3D animation. Okay, you can Google, try to use this one if you want to create a 3D animation. But this is not limit to only these tools. Actually, currently there is a lot more, okay, more tools that you can use to create the 3D animations. This is only a few of it lah. Okay, 3D features of a 3D applications. Why we need a 3D applications? Okay, what is the 3D features? Okay, sometimes we want to see the 360 of the image, right? So it's for modeling. Okay, where you place all the elements in 3D space. Okay, extrusion, the shape of a plane surface extend some distance. Sometimes you see in the interface part, but you want to see the below part as well. You can extend to some distance. Letting, a profile of the shape is rotate around a defined axis. Sometimes not only you want to see the 3D, but you want to see the 6D, where you can see the 360 of the images. So that's the use of 3D lah. Okay, so it can be for modeling, extrusion, and letting. Sometimes we only not want to see the 3D pictures, right? But also we can see the extension and also the 360 of the images. Texture and color, okay, to make it seem more realistic rather than you see in one dimension, okay, static. Okay, if you use 3D features, you can see the images like real, have a texture. Okay, have a texture. You can see the rough, the shiny, the smooth of the images. Okay, that's the purpose using the 3D features lah. Shading, okay, shading. Not only we can see the photo is in one shade, okay, but we have a few shading, okay, to make it more realistic. If you can see, I'm not sure that your eyes, okay, for supposedly what you can see here is something like have a texture and like have a something behind it, right? Not only looking at the one view, right? You can imagine that there is more than that. Gorget shading, flat shading, ray tracing, Phong shading. So if you are using one tone color only, you may see as one images. But using a shading, the image have more effect. You can see that have a different dimension of it. And for rendering, okay, use of intricate algorithm to apply user-specific effect. This one is after you done your 3D features, you want to save it. So rendering is using the tools lah. Okay, you render it to save it. Okay, to combine all the elements, especially the 3D lah. Okay, to make your photo more real. Next, we have panorama. Okay, panorama images are created by stitching together a sequence. I believe most of you have a mobile phone that have a function of panorama view, right? So you take a pictures. Some of it are using panorama types, okay, where you need to take a pictures in a view that you need to hold for a few minutes. Okay, so your images will be a little bit longer, and you can see this effect panorama. Okay, it's attaching, stitching together, actually from one frame to one frame until it will extended to become a bigger frame, more wider. So software normally that we use for creating a panorama, okay, ULIT Cool 360 or Panorama Factory. But currently, we have the camera option that you can take a panorama view rather than you are using this software. If you don't have, you take one side, and then use the software to combine it to become one panorama view. Okay, using Panorama Factory, the Panorama Factory is a panoramic stitching program for either Windows or Mac. Okay, this is one of the software to create a panorama. This one is called Panorama Factory. Okay, to create a panorama pictures lah. Actually, panorama is not only the one that like this one, only one view, have a longer view, but actually you can combine together, become 360. You can see the 360 of the view. Okay, it combine lah, stitching all together. So take a few photo. Okay, one side, left side, behind side, and then it will stitch together, become 360. But nowadays we have a 360 camera, right? So that one is better lah. You can take a video or image, okay, in 360 using a camera instead of you use software. Okay. Actually, the raw taking camera 360 is much more better lah, rather than you use the single image and stitching together become one panorama or 360 view. Okay, using the hardware is better lah actually. But of course we still have option. Before this, software is the only option that we have. Okay, but with the new technology, we have camera 360. We don't need only software. We have the hardware as well. Okay. Next, color in multimedia. Okay. Color is a part of graphic, okay, because if you see images graphic, it's a part, color is a part of the image. Okay, so light comes from an atom where an electron pass from a higher to a lower energy level. Each atom produce unique specific color. Color is the frequency of the light wave within the narrow. Okay, color have impact in multimedia. Okay, if we go further than this, okay, we can use emotional design in color. Okay, so example like this color. Okay, each color have a different effect. Okay, so actually color comes with this one lah, atom where the electronic. This is the detail of how color is created. Okay. In color, we have 4 types of color: additive color, subtractive color, monitor specific color, and color models. Okay, so for additive color, okay, a color is created by combining colored light sources in 3 primary color, where we have RGB, R red, G stand for green, B stand for blue. Normally, additive color is used for the TV, computer monitor, the video, the image that you see in the TV is actually using additive color. Okay, RGB. That's why TV, monitor, computer, your mobile phone, so using a additive color which is in RGB. Next, subtractive color. Okay, color is created by combining colored media such as paint or ink. Okay, the colored media absorb or subtract. That's why they call it subtract. Okay, subtract color is process used to create color in printing. So that's why the quiz just now, okay, asking about the specific for printing. it use this CMYK color, CMY. Then we have K actually, CMYK. So the primary, okay, the primary actually is start from cyan, magenta and yellow. Okay, CMY. This is the primary lah. If we are comparing with the RGB just now. Okay. And next we have monitor specific color. Okay, color should be used according to the target audience. Monitor specific. Okay. Dulu kan, previously our screen is not much too large. The highest one is 800 times 600. But I believe that currently it already increased. Berapa? 1080 times 1280 ke apa? So more than this. This one is the standard before. Okay, and when we design, normally we follow the standard resolution, 800 times 600 pixel. Okay, the preferred color depth is normally 32 bits. Normally, this standard, preferred 32 bits. Okay, if you can see, the color will have a little bit different from the hardware that you use. This one is using a Macintosh system, Windows system, WebSafe. So normally we compare between Windows and Mac lah. Okay, if you want to become a designer, okay, a graphic designer, okay, you need to have Mac because Mac color is close to the real color. Okay, if you want to, did you have experience, especially in online sale now, you see the live, kan? Live streaming from the seller selling something. Okay, they sell shirt lah, example shirt. The color in what you see might be different when you deliver, when you get the shirt, kan? Lain pula, dekat screen, dekat live hari tu nampak lain kan? Sampai color lain. Because, okay, the screen use. Okay, either you are using a Windows system or Mac system. That's why I said that for designer, normally I prefer to use Mac because Mac have a color that close to the real one. It can have between 95 to 99 close to the real one. So not real, guna computer Mac. So you can see the result in the screen, and the printing is quite similar rather than you using a Windows because of the system color used in the Windows and Mac is different. Okay, if you can see the web here, normally is similar like Windows, kan? Dia bukan sama dengan Mac, but if you see the web in the Mac system, it can turn into the Mac system lah. But normally web or your phone also are using this color, Windows WebSafe. Okay. Okay, so actually like I said that color, okay, we only have two types, RGB and CMYK, okay, but looking at this, actually, before this one, we have HSB and HSL. Okay, for me as a designer, I only understand RGB and CMYK, but actually we have another model where we call HSB and HSL. HSB stand for hue, saturations, and B is bright. Okay, L is light, lightness. Okay, and HSB equal to HSV lah. V for value. So sama, benda sama. HSB dengan HSV ni sama. Bright is value. Light is HSL. So color is specifically as an angle because we know that when we use a 3D, kan, the color ada shading kan. So that's why HSL and HSB is good for the 3D images. So you can see the settings, lightness, hue, kan, because we want to see the shape of the 360. Okay. So other than that, we have others model of colors, CMYK, CIE, YIQ, YUV, YCC. You can Google it. So it have different purpose. But like I said, normally for me, I understand RGB and CMYK because for printing, I use CMYK. For designing a monitor view website, RGB. Okay, I rarely created the 3D animations. That's why I didn't use this HSB or HSL model. Okay, so now also is in trending. Okay, we have a color palette. Okay, color palette. Color palette are mathematical table that define the color of pixel display on the screen. Okay, you have a color palette. Okay, palette are called color lookup table. You see the color in table form. Or CLUT. CLUT ni it stand for color lookup table lah on the Macintosh. Okay. So most common palette 1 bit for black and white, 4 bit for 16 color, 8 bit for 256 colors. So the more bit, the more colors that you will have. Okay. So it's kind of this one lah, color palette. This one is in computer color palette. Okay, you need to choose in the group of that color, right? Something like that. Dithering is a process whereby the color value of each pixel is changed to the close matching color value in the target palette. Okay, this one is original 8 bits. This one is image after dithering to 1 bit. You reduce, okay? You reduce it, you deter it to become 1 bit. Okay. So this is done using mathematical algorithm. Dithering software is usually built into image editing software and available in many multimedia authoring systems. If you are using Photoshop, okay, there is an option that you want to change the photo. You want to reduce the bit, you use the dithering option. Image file. So for Mac, normally common use is in .pict. But for me, I'm using Photoshop. I rarely save like PICT. Okay, this is using the software of Mac lah normally. Okay, Windows common is BMP. Bitmap. BMP stand for bitmap lah. BMP, TIFF, JPEG, JPEG or JPG. Cross-platform format is either JPEG, GIF, PNG. But you should understand why they are saved the file using the different format. PNG, if you have a pictures using a transparent, okay? Using a transparent, you remove the background. So better for you to save in PNG because it will keep remain the transparent of the background in PNG. If you save the file in JPEG, it will change to white background. Okay, GIF is to save file that have animation. The animation save as GIF. Okay, JPEG is standard lah. Okay, and BMP and TIFF for big size, for drawing, for refined photo lah. Okay, PSD AI is file if you save a raw file data. If you are using Photoshop, it should be .psd. AI for Illustrator .ai. CDR DXF ni this software I'm not familiar, so I'm not sure. So actually this depend on the software that you use. If you are using that software and you want to save as a raw file, I will save as the software lah. Macam tadi saya cakap ni, yang ni untuk Photoshop, ini untuk Illustrator. Okay. Next. Okay, done. Okay, let's recap. Okay. What are the two type, not file format, of still images of a computer? Anyone? Standard. We have two types of images, still images. One is, come on. One is
Bitmap.
Second is
Vector drawn.
Okay. Number two, where can bitmap images be found? Again? Mana? Clip art. I name one. Clip art. More? Lupa dah. Photorealistic. Right. Lagi apa? You can check back this one. Mana tadi? On the bitmap. Okay. Where you normally find the bitmap. This one. Wait. This one. Betul? This one. Clip art. Okay. Software, bitmap software. Capturing and editing. And also scanning images. Okay. Next question. There are 4 categories of vector drawn images. Name 2 of them. Apa kategori? 4 category of vector drawn. Lupa dah? Apa vector drawn images? Tengok balik. Apa vector drawn? Ni. Okay. CAD program. Graphic artist designing for print media. 3D animation. And drawing of the graphic shape. Ni 4 category. Okay. Alright. Next. Okay. What the difference between bitmap and vector drawn? Ni senang. Ni boleh ingat. Apa tu? Difference between bitmap and vector. One? Lupa dah.
Vector use less memory space.
Okay, vector less memory space, less memory space, so files small, kan? Small file. Okay, lagi? How about the download? Download features. Which one is fastest? Which one?
Vector.
Vector. Okay, then what else? Different between bitmap and vector. How about the photorealistic? Which one? Bitmap or vector?
Bitmap.
Bitmap. Okay. How about if we want to resize and scale the images, which better? Vector, yes. Lagi apa? Lagi apa lagi? Ada lagi tak difference dia yang kita tak mention? Ada lagi tak? Let's recap again. Saya ingat yang 4 tu saja. Okay, lagi apa? This one. Okay. Space already. Plug-in. Vector need a plug-in for web-based display. Okay, and then this one done. Convert bitmap into vector using the auto tracing. This one done. This one done. Alright. Okay. At least you can understand lah how to differentiate between bitmap and vector. Okay, next, list 3 different kind of program that usually offer image editing. The one that I said that common being used, apa? The 2. We have 5, right? Listed in the lecture note. Actually, we have more than that. So name one of it.
Google Sketch.
Google Sketch. Lagi satu?
That's 3D.
Let's 3D. Okay, lagi?
Autodesk Maya.
Autodesk Maya. That one is the common one dengan yang Google Sketch tadi kan? Okay. Name 2 3D software. Saya sebut apa tadi? Number 5, list 3 different kind of program that usually offer image editing. Oh, okay, silap. Just now what we mentioned is the 3D software, right? Okay, go back to question number 5. 3 different kind of program that usually offer image editing. Photoshop, kan? Illustrator, Canva. Your friends did mention Canva even though not listed. Photo fixer kan, for program kan, this one program, this one is the 3D software. Number 7, name for 3D features. 3D features, apa dia?
Modeling.
Modeling, yes. Lagi?
Extrusion.
Exclusions, lagi?
Letting.
Letting, letting. Lagi satu?
Rendering.
Rendering. Right. Last question. What are the difference between additive and subtractive? Additive for what? Easily RGB, CMYK, right? Additive is for TV, monitor, for the screen lah, screen view. Subtractive for printing. Itu yang senang kita nak differentiate. So overall, this is what you should know about the graphic or image. Okay, the software that been used, features, the difference between bitmap and also vector. Okay, and then what else? Actually, it's all about that. Different between bitmap and vector. And then the software that use, actually the software is more than the one that listed in the notes lah. And then what is additive and subtractive? Okay. What is RGB, CMYK, file format? Okay, file format. Okay, what else? 3D features. Okay. Kalau dah boleh name it, boleh lah tu. Okay dah. Because this is only a theory part. So yours, multimedia, is more on the practical. Later on, you should understand which types of image that you want to choose, either bitmap or vector drawn, if you want to do a specific task lah, kan? So why you choose that types? Okay, what software that you can use for image editing? If we want to do a 3D, okay, what software and features that we might be used lagi. Itulah overall. Okay, boleh? Tak adalah detail, dia tak terlalu detail teoris. Okay? You don't have to remember the beat, okay? The beat just now, you don't have what you should know that which one is the highest resolution, and the general part of the image you should know lah. But the detail of using the algorithm, apa lagi tadi dia kata, dithering process, no need, because dithering process you choose the tools in the software that you use is automatically been changed, the dithering. You want to trace, you also don't need to learn the theory. You use the software and then choose the auto tracing function. The photo been changed to auto tracing, then you can save it as a vector. Bitmap can change to vector, but do vector can change to bitmap? Boleh tak? Bitmap kan, you can change to vector. You use auto tracing lah kan. How about vector? Can we change to bitmap? That the notes did not mention. So what do you think? Boleh tak vector kita tukar kepada bitmap?
Tak boleh.
Kenapa tak boleh? Boleh. Actually boleh. After you edit the vector, it can become bitmap. You can save as bitmap. Boleh. Sebab vector ni is a raw data, actually raw image. So you can turn to bitmap as well lah. But okay, what we call, you cannot resize lah. Yang bitmap tu you tak boleh resize, tapi you can change, or you can change using the auto trace to become a vector. But bitmap cannot resize lah actually. But vector you can resize, and actually you after you edit you can change to bitmap as well. You save as JPEG, you save as BMB, right? Lepas dah siap editing. So senang sebenarnya vector tu ialah raw image, okay, with the tracing line tu. Okay, so mostly for drawing. Okay, Alright, boleh? Itu saja for today image. Work hard in silence, lets your success be your noise. Ini kata-kata motivasi je lah. Okay, so Friday we will do hands-on training. Okay, how to use image. Okay, so you have a practical lah, rather than the theory part. Just to understand the file format, the types of images, what you can do with image, which one is the best types for you to start your works. Okay, something like that. Okay, if you can see, that's overall is just for understanding je. So hopefully you can understand what is image and graphic. Okay, at least the one that I mentioned, the simple one tu lah kan, the types, the software, comparing between the file format, what's the difference between bitmap and vector and so on. Alright? Boleh? InsyaAllah boleh lah kan? Okay, so Friday we will do the hands-on lah, because your test one, okay, your test one later on will be not on theory, okay, but on the practical. Individually, you need to create I think a poster lah, because after you done graphic and combine composite with the text, it will become a poster. So macam soalan dia bagi you situation and you ask you to create a poster. So you need to put all the good elements, a good recommendation guideline using a text and also graphic to your poster. Macam tu je. So dia more kepada practical. So our test will be right after your mid-sem break. Okay, so you are given 3 hours. Later on Friday lah, senang face to face kan, kita discuss which is the best time. Okay, because one of your friends might not have a laptop kan, so you are given 3 hours, you can use in the lab or you can use after your friends are doing it lah. But actually you are given 3 hours. Okay, either online or physically. Also we will decide on Friday later on. Alright, any other question?
No.
Alright, so boleh faham dah apa tu image dengan grafik?
Boleh.
Macam tak ada semangat aja. Okay, tak apa. Okay, we will see it in Friday later on. You can use a graphic or image to apply in your work design later on. We'll see on Friday. Okay, hopefully you already submitted the text assignment. Okay, so we'll do text and graphic lah. Now you can combine text and graphic together to do a practice. Alright, with that, thank you everyone. Don't forget to sign in attendance before leave the class. I know you have a class after 10, right? So make sure sign in attendance first, okay, and then you may go to your next class, right? Thank you everyone. Bye.
Madam,
Okay.
where to submit the text work?
Oh, okay. It should be in the U Future. I think I have not create the U Future link yet, right? Belum lagi kan? Ke dah buat?
Belum.
Belum ke? Macam sudah lah. Sekejap, let me check first. Give me few minutes to check. I thought that I already put in there. Kalau belum, I will create after this. So you may submit before our tomorrow class. Sekejap saya check. Kadang-kadang saya terlupa ke kan. So because I have 3 different subject, so sometimes I update one course and I forgot to update others one with assignment. Oh, belum tutorial. Okay, belum. Okay, I will add in today. So hopefully everyone already done. Okay, supposedly done lah kan. So you just submit in the U Future later on. Alright? Okay, ada soalan lain lagi? Thank you for remind me. Okay, saya pun dah lupa dah tu kan. Ada lagi? Okay, kalau tak ada soalan lagi, thank you everyone. Bye. See you on Friday.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Welcome.
You, madam.
Welcome.